cool, guys. The Sol price is taking off to the moon as we speak, and it's up 13.5% in the last 24 hours alone. This is a live stream, so we're watching it as we speak. And guys, will it continue? Why is that? And let's just dive into the details, and I'll give you a rundown of the reasons of that recent rally here, and whether it will continue, and what you should do. None of this is financial advice. I don't know your personal situation, and as always, this is just for entertainment purposes. So let's just dive in to CoinGecko here. So what we see here is, well, the last 24 hours, it's down to 11.9%. It's a few minutes past. It was at 13.5 just a few minutes ago. We're at a Sol price of 146.27. And as I will show you, it is testing the $150 mark, right? So that is happening so many times. If it comes close to a psychologically important mark, and 150 is a round number, right? We had that when it was at 100. We had it when it was 80, 90. All these round numbers, it's testing it. It's trying to get into it, but it cannot reach it. And then it needs a little bit of a number of tries to get there. But once it gets through that, there's no hold, and it goes back. It goes further up, right? So what's driving that? Let's look into some of the details here. So this is the Solana USD, and as you see here, you know, just yesterday afternoon we were at like 130, right? So it came back to 140. It went through the 140 like butter. And it has been testing the $150 mark already here, and then again here, and again here for a long time. You see that. And now it's going down a little bit just to get the energy to go through the $150 mark at some point in time. So what is driving all that? And what is driving it, right? First of all, there's lots of things going on in the Solana ecosystem. Let's go to this news tab here and see what's going on, right? The Solana DeFi protocol Camino sets the Camino token airdrop for April, and April is around the corner. That's next month, right? So there's going to be another major airdrop in the Solana ecosystem. Then usage of the Solana chain has been phenomenal recently, right? It has doubled just in the last week. DeFi protocols on Solana are being used like crazy. The DEX usage has flipped Ethereum DEX usage. Can you believe that, right? So there is more trades actually going on, and more trades in value also on the Solana chain than it is on the Ethereum chain. Is that surprising? No, it's freaking not surprising. Just look at the transaction fees on Solana and on Ethereum. Look at the times to complete your transactions and all these kind of things. So that is obviously really, really bullish for Solana. But there are more reasons, right? So I'll dive into more of these reasons and give you a few insights on how it all might develop in the future. So watch this video all the way to the end. And by the way, if you like videos like these, give me that thumbs up button. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks in advance. And also subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. All right, so let's go back. What other news do we have? And here is the big one. That's the one that was driving the recent rally from 130 to 150, literally overnight for me here and at Pacific time zone. And Pantera Capital is setting up a new fund, right? And they are buying a lot of Sol from the FTX estate, right? that is great news, because otherwise it would have been in the FTX estate, and the FTX estate would have sold those in the open market, which obviously gives a selling pressure on the market, and it will, put a thumb on the SOL price. So what is happening now is Pantera is making a deal with the FTX estate to buy a huge amount of SOL at a heavily discounted price, and in return signing a 4-year lockup, right? So there will be a vesting over 4 years, which means all the selling pressure will not come as fast as if it would have stayed in the FTX estate, right? So that is huge, huge, huge news. $250 million, that's $250 million. That's a lot of money. And there, I've read other news articles mentioning even billions of dollars, $5 billion. If this goes well, they could do a deal that is way larger than that. And that is great, great news, because all the selling pressure that might come from the FTX estate will be, distributed over 4 years now, right? All the meme coins having a run on Solana recently, that's also, that drives the usage of the chain. And let me give you a little bit of insight on the usage of the chain, right? Every 400 milliseconds, there is a slot by the way, here's the Pantera Capital, that news item that I talked about, and meme coins and stuff like that. But let me tell you about the usage, right? So every 400 milliseconds, there is a slot. A slot means in that slot, a block could be produced, right? Sometimes a block won't be produced if the validators cannot agree on what the block might be, or if the chain is not being used during that specific slot, then there will be no block. But most of the time, there will be a block every 400, or roughly 400 milliseconds. And if those blocks are full, right, which means if we have a lot of transactions in that period of 400 milliseconds, then they go a lot of transactions in there, and that means for the validators, they will just get more rewards, right? If they put more transactions into that block. So now look at at our validator, right? The Xandeum validator. By the way, I'm the CEO and founder of Xandeum. If you haven't heard of Xandeum, go to our website, xandeum.com. The link is also down in the description. And we're building a scalable storage layer for Solana. We're offering you to stake your SOL at a very high performing validator. And there's so much more. We have a points tracker. There might be an airdrop in the future. I told you about the Camino airdrop coming next. So you can collect points. Go to points.xandeum.org. So this is how it looks like. You can collect your points for just about everything. We have a leaderboard. We already have 4,149 guys in there. But I wanted to talk about Solana. So you see here our profit with our validator, and none of that is at your expense if you stake with us, right? Because our commission rate is 0%. So you get the highest rewards possible if you stake with our validator. But for producing the block, the Solana chain is rewarding our validator. It costs us a lot of money. It's 2 high-end servers there that have cost $10,000 each. And it's in a high-performing data center, and it costs, 4-figure amounts per month to run them in that data center. And the Solana chain is rewarding us if there's lots of transactions going on. And look at this here, right? So if you look at that income, the past 30 epochs, and one epoch is about 2 days. So that's about the past 60 days. You see how much it's growing recently. And that's only because there are more transactions now in each and every block on Solana. And that's a very, very bullish signal as well, right? Then Camino, that's the ultimate liquidity destination on Solana. They have a total value locked of $138 million. And they are basically an advanced DEX, right? Like a decentralized exchange. So you can do a lot of stuff there and trade all sorts of things. It's going to be a major airdrop in April. That has been announced, right? So much news here, right? Airdrop season, a meme coin rally, Sol rally, a volume index trading has flipped Ethereum, right? And then came that piece of news that is really the greatest news of the century. FTX estate is being bought by that Pantera fund, which is great news for the Sol price. I personally expect that it's testing that $150 here, and it's going up more. There's other cryptocurrencies out there. Many people are big fans of Bitcoin. I'm recently not that much a fan anymore because, supply is definitely contracting with Bitcoin, but there's so many other chains where the supply is limited. So it should be basically about the demand. And the thing is, what can you do with Bitcoin? Basically not much. People say, okay, store of value, but any other chain can store your value also, right? You can also store your value under your pillow in banknotes, right? So it's nothing special to be able to store value, right? So but what Bitcoin has going for it is the brand name. It was the first kind of blockchain-based cryptocurrency, and brand names are super important. So it might very well be that there's another rally in Bitcoin. Is it safer than most others? I don't think so. Will it rise more than others? I don't think so. But, that's just my personal view, but I'd love to discuss that with you. So please leave me those comments down there. And by the way, each like on my video, each comment will result in points, right? And these points, if we'll ever have an airdrop, we will look into these points and see what you will get in that airdrop. And by the way, I have one other thing here that I like to track. I'll have it here. It's the Jito USDC right here. So let's do that. And we were at over $3. It's still so the past hour or so there has been a slight pullback here, 291.54. And why am I tracking that Jito? It's one of the main things on the Solana platform. They do MEV. If you adopt Jito as a validator, you earn additional rewards, MEV rewards. And since I did that with my validator, they gave me an airdrop of like 98,000 JTO. So that's more than $250,000, just like that in an airdrop. So that's just to illustrate how well airdrops can go, right? There's no guarantee, of course, for any of these platforms. Let's see what will be coming out of the Camino airdrop, and again for our own project, Xandeum, the scalable storage layer. We already have that points app, so go to points.xandeum.org and make sure you collect all these points. All right. So for now, thanks guys for watching. Catch you guys later. Peace.